And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Anytime you're talking about fundamentals in a market and direction, fundamentals take a little bit of time to play out.
We got crude oil today, kind of trading yesterday's value area really nicely, low to high.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good morning, traders. Welcome to the Market Forecast. Thursday, March the 3rd. I'm John Hoagland. Thanks for trusting me with your time. I hope we're all remembering to pray for peace, strength, and freedom in this strange time. As always, we'll be seeking accurate context, good risk management, and infinite patience. 7:30, the jobless claims numbers came out a little bit better than expected. They were looking for 226,000 new initial jobless claims, came out 215,000. So things looking pretty good for tomorrow's unemployment number. The acid test will, of course, be when that comes out tomorrow at 7:30. Continuing jobless claims were only 1,000 more than they were expecting. Productivity and costs, as we might expect, productivity is down a little bit and costs are up. We're still awaiting 8:45, the PMI composite final, 9 o'clock factory orders in the ISM services index, and 9:30, the natural gas numbers. Also today, Chairman Powell will be testifying again at 9 o'clock this morning. Keep your ears and eyes open to anything that he may say. Looks like yesterday stock indices were calmed. Stocks calmed by Powell's testimony, leaning towards a 25 basis point rise in rates in March. This morning, stock indices were largely mixed to higher. Again, ahead of our data deluge this morning. Crude prices continue to surge after OPEC opts yesterday to stick to their planned outputs in March. And again, please remember to pray for peace. As always, hit the lucky like button, share, comment, question, feedback, and heckling and love. We're always welcome here at the Market Forecast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can get notifications when we do go live. And speaking of that, no podcast. Jack and Dan are both out of the office, so you'll be stuck with me again for the market recap today. And don't forget, it is day one, the inaugural Make Hoag Money. There's the link to register. Lacey's very excited about it. Register. What's going to happen is after the recap today, I'm going to open up a Zoom meeting. You can register for it using that link. At about 8:25, I'm going to open up the Zoom meeting. Talk a little bit about some rules, and we're going to see how this plays out for the first time ever. First inaugural Make Hoag Money. So we're going to look at the S&Ps. We're going to think about the context. We're going to think about what's going on. And you guys are going to be able to discuss an opportunity, maybe early, maybe as the day starts to go on. We're going to stay in that room for about a half an hour. So we'll just be watching. I've got some charts set up. They're blank. If there's things that we want to put on, we can put them on for the day. We can put them on over time. We're going to be doing these for the next 3 Thursdays, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this works. As always, we are looking forward to your input, your feedback on this, and how we can do it better. Maybe it's a better time. Maybe it's another product. We're going to see how this thing goes, and I appreciate you joining me today. Dollar index off, the VIX, off just a little bit off the close from yesterday, still up above 30 at 30.28 last I checked. Dollar index up slightly, still bumping up against that 52-week high, and the 10-year yield off slightly from the close yesterday, 1.85%. A little bit of an uptick yesterday, of course. As always, I got to say good morning to everybody. Isaac, first in the room, you win the prize. My brother Rick, love you. Terry, Scott saw and he conquered. Shaw, Cunningham, good morning. Spencer, Dave, Tachyon, Alfred. I didn't maybe catch what you said yesterday. I don't know if I did. I didn't think it was a big deal, and I just kind of leaned back to my good friend Jesus, who said, let those who are without sin cast the first stone. All is forgiven, Alfred. Don't worry about it. Mirek, Theo, Brian, Janus, Andre, Drew, good morning. Jeff, Charles March, Vince, my guy. Deanna, good morning. Bill, Serene, Brody, morning. Manuel Caesar, Sarah, good morning. Good dawn to you. Devant, Casey Olson, Luis, Jay, Denise, good morning. Wen, Dan, nice little downtrend on Crude this morning. We're going to take a look at that very shortly here. Rusty Golfer, that should be my chat name. And Trading Research, good morning. Ngabo, Jeff, and Ireland Tire and Marble, good morning. There's a new name. I think I see a couple of new names here. Robert S. James, good morning. If this is your first trip to the forecast, welcome. We're looking to see if we can't find some, or at least put some accurate context over the market. I got a big black dog here bugging me. They want me to pet her. You can see her ears just a little bit. There's an ear. There's a face. There's a nose. She's biting me now. All right. That's enough. All right. Welcome. Comments, questions, feedback, always, of course, welcome. Even heckling, I do enjoy, and we always love here. Good morning. Let's go UW Madison. And my brother Rick's happy to hear that. Amelie, my brother Rick is a UW Madison grad. Good morning, Dan Trader. All right, exciting day today. Busy day for me. I got a lot to do here this morning. So let's jump into the charts and see what we're seeing. We're going to start as usual with the daily in Crude. Let me get things or the daily in the S&Ps, I should say. Let me get things all set up here, and we'll be ready to go. All right. So we pushing our top extreme of balance here this morning, this 4 or 5 day balance area. We tested up to yesterday. We came off a little bit. We're still kind of pushing up against that level, and weekly kickoff high of 44.11 is certainly going to be a possibility to come into play today. What does that mean? Well, if we take out that high, that 44.11, that's going to put us into a potential market state change. In other words, since the beginning of the year, we've been putting in lower lows and lower highs. We're not going to break that on a day like today, but we can certainly begin to break the structure. No big increase in open interest yesterday. You can see something on the 30-minute chart that says that there may have been an accumulation of new longs yesterday, but open interest denies that. The estimated is a loss of 26,000 contracts. Volume wasn't all that great in futures. It was pretty good in New York on the New York Stock Exchange as this market can try to continue to push higher, but I'm a little concerned. Where are the buyers? Where's the new money coming into the long side? And that new money may come in on a breakout above our balance area / 44.11 weekly kickoff high. Take a look at the 30. Settlement 43.8175. Put that on your charts. We don't have any overnight inventory, so we don't have that to lean on. Looks like the market is accepting the unemployment numbers, the jobless claims number very well, seeing the market continue to push up towards the overnight high, which, well, actually, this is a new overnight high. and yesterday's session high. Okay, this whole area up here is going to be somewhat pivotal for us. This is the area where we may begin to start to change market state. And I see Spencer talking about early acceptance or rejection of 4,400 will be critical this morning, and I have a tendency to agree. This whole area up here. All right, so visual targets inside balance above, we've got space. What kind of space do we have? Back to the 30, back to the daily. We've got some considerable space above here. I mean, if we're to target the last swing high up here, we're at 44.84 and a half. Very interesting, very important day today. Let's take a look at the crude oil now. See if we can't catch the open. We got about 3 minutes before that happens. And all right, so if you remember a couple of weeks ago, within the last couple of weeks, we were talking about the idea that the auction process in crude oil was beginning to suffer to the upside. Doesn't look like it now, does it? Swing highs, we've achieved 2 of them yesterday and this morning. Yesterday, we got to the August 2013 swing high of 112.24. Then last night we got to the 114.18 April 2011 swing high. The next swing high above that, it takes us all the way up to 148.60. 148.60. Did we bring in new business is the question. No, we did not. We lost 41,000 in open interest yesterday. The last 2 sessions alone, we've cut 100,000 contracts in open interest on this move up and this move up. I think we're squeezing out some shorts here. What I'm not impressed at is where are the buyers? Where are the buyers? What direction is the market attempting to go? Obviously, it's attempting to go higher. I'm beginning to doubt its performance. If we don't start seeing open interest increasing above these areas, there may be a considerable change in direction, at least for the short time frame. And it's hard to say that because we are well aware of what's going on in the world and that we may be coming into some difficulties with supply. The market is saying something else. Overnight inventory was to the long side. We were not even open yet, and we are unraveling longs that started Sunday night into Monday through Tuesday, Wednesday, and into last night. Without the buyers coming in and continuing to put buying pressure into this market, it's due for a pullback. We got the nice melt up. Now we seem to be attracting a little downturn. Overnight longs are out. Gap rules? No. If anything, we may gap lower. Whereas half an hour ago we were looking at a gap higher. Take a look at the 1 minute chart. We got a couple of minutes here to kind of think about what we're doing here. We got a gap down here. This is weekly kickoff low, which is 89.70 down here. Lots of visuals. We've got naked points of control, naked point of control, naked point of control, of past naked point of control, last week's low, weekly kickoff low. There's a lot of targets down below here. This is nothing. This is weekly kickoff low right here. All right. So let's take a look at the 1 minute chart. We're opening just to kind of get a reminder here. We've just pulled off our highs from overnight. We're back in range. Are we back in value? Does this mean that the market is kind of accepting this area of balance for now? The 1 minute chart. Let's see if we can get the opening range here. Okay, we just come off those highs. And here's our opening range. So let me show the values here. Okay. Wow. Big opening range, you think? That's huge. A 95 tick opening range. Is that right? That's going to make this a little inhibitive. We just took out the high of the opening range, but that's a whole lot of risk. Ah, okay. Rick with the black dog. I didn't see any of the news. Thank you for pointing that out. Let me see here. All right, well, we're going to see what we got to do here. Opening range, the low of the session. A big opening range at that. In range and in value, it still tells me there may be better trade location as the day goes on. Oh, Germany does not support embargo on Russia, oil embargo on Russia. All right. All right, let's take a look now into the Nasdaq. Very similar. Looks like we are getting our test of weekly kickoff high. Looks like we're getting our test of our important levels here in the S&Ps as well. Day 5 in balance. Overnight inventory was lower. Now not any longer. Balance rules, breakout rules. Balance rules, we fade extremes. We break out. If we find an acceptance of a breakout, we go with it. It's one of the things we're going to be weighing here this morning is, do we go with this breakout, or is this going to end up being resistance? The early morning looked like we were a little bit short. We took care of that. We've been pushing higher. We are now pushing higher. We aren't even open yet. So you're going to be watching to see where the opening range occurs. Is it below this inflection level, or is it above this inflection level? Are we looking like we're going to be accepting price above the area of balance that we've been in for 3 to 4 to 5 days? Or are we going to fall back into it? This whole area up here is vital and critical to this direction. Go back to look at the S&Ps a little bit here. It's going to be an interesting day now for the make Hogue money. You have to see how this plays. So here's the S&Ps breaking out. Okay, so if this breakout finds legs and continues, we do not want to fight it. We want to go with it. We want to find ways into this if that is even possible. We may see an opportunity in the opening range trade in make Hogue money today. So we're going to have a good time, I think, looking at the opportunities in the S&Ps this morning. You're going to fall back in crude oil. No, not yet. We got halfway back in this in the minute after the opening range. It's a risk limiter, but it's still a big amount of risk. This is a huge opening range. It's going to be very difficult for us to try and manage risk in and around that opening range. Taking a look at gold now. Here we go. We lost 3,000 in open interest off this yesterday. We've had a delta divergence all the way up to this level here. Now the delta divergence has evened off. The market is in a way evening inventory for whatever the next move is. We've got weekly kickoff in play today. Okay, we spanned it yesterday. We took the opening range higher. We took out the low of the opening range. We put in a low near the overnight low from yesterday, and we kind of returned back towards the weekly kickoff high. Weekly kickoff high, supportive all night long. The opening range is the high of the regular trading hour session. 1940 even is the high of that opening range, that first minute at 720 to 721. It took the market from opening with a gap to closing the gap to back inside value. If we accept inside value, we may see this market rotate all the way to the low of value with the value area special situation play. I'm not really looking for longs, knowing that the opening range is the high of the session and sellers have been in control since the open. We start to break one time framing, we get to levels, shorter time frame inflection levels. There may be an opportunity for us. Settlement, by the way, is 1922.30. We're going to be looking forward to seeing that. All right, take a look at the euro. Euro with the dollar up near 52-week highs continues to get pushed to the downside. We added 12,000 in open interest on this acceptance below weekly kickoff low yesterday. Volume is maintaining, which is good. That increase in open interest indicates that there's still sellers coming into this market and probably willing to continue to sell into this market until we start to see the volume drop off. We know we're in rollover next Wednesday. I think we're going to be rolling in from March into the June contract, which may blur things a little bit for us. It may make this a little bit more of a challenge. But now, finding resistance at weekly kickoff low. Delta positive on lower pricing. Take a look at this on the 30-minute chart. So with price and value moving lower, we have been bringing delta positive, delta positive, delta positive, delta positive, with increasing open interest as value continues to move lower. And delta positive on those days, it's saying that we are possibly seeing an accumulation of shorts in a longer time frame. I don't want to fight those, and it doesn't mean that the longer time frame is always going to be right, but it's telling us that consistently over the past few sessions, our shorter time frame traders have been buying into this and getting stuck and then bailing out. Where are we today? We're in range. We're in value. We have overnight inventory to the short side. We've got our overnight low pretty close to the value or to the range low from yesterday. Again, I'm going to be trying to stay patient. Try to stay patient. Look for opportunities as the day goes on. Distinct possibility if we can't take out our overnight low or the low from yesterday's range for a pushback towards settlement. We do have some overnight inventory to the short side. Right, 10-year. So with the comment yesterday, rates are going to go higher. Price in the 10-year goes lower. Longs bailed yesterday, lost 56,000 in open interest on this push off the highs from yesterday. Weekly kickoff low has been supportive yesterday as well as last night. Again, losing 56,000 in open interest. We are coming into rollover in our treasuries as well. We've got another week or so. Well, we're finishing rollover. We're already in June. I'm confused with these rollovers going on. So we've already rolled over. We're just going to be able to start to count on that information, volume, and open interest a little bit more now. Here's the 30 for the 10-year. Where are we? We're just dragging along this weekly kickoff level here. 127.01 technically. No overnight inventory. No reason to start to get into anything way too early this morning. We're inside value. We're inside range. We have no overnight inventory. I'll be patient and look for opportunities as the day goes on, perhaps focusing on the extremes of the initial balance at first. Nat gas. We did not bring business in yesterday on this attempt to accept above weekly kickoff high. Volume was pretty good, but we lost 10,000 in open interest. This was a pretty good attempted breakout outside of this area of balance, and we're back inside that area of balance now. Weekly kickoff pivotal yesterday, choppy yesterday. If it comes back in play today, it may continue to be magnetic and somewhat choppy. Here's that 30-minute chart here. So settlement right on it, just a tick above it. Overnight inventory, we got long. Are we short now? We're in range, below value. We got a little bit of a gap. We've got plenty of visuals down below with which to go recheck. We got a naked point of control here. It just doesn't seem to be acting the way we think it should be. So focus on what you see. Trade what you see. An opportunity back up here towards weekly kickoff high. It might be a welcome opportunity for us. It's a value high from yesterday's settlement, weekly kickoff level. There's a lot of convergence here. There's probably some fish up here, one way or another. All right. All righty. So, okay, we are getting close here. You see some of the comments and questions here. I know you guys are all talking about levels and ideas for crude oil and stuff. My brother Rick, see what crude does when it gets to the moving average. S&P adjusts the trend line. Rick's always telling me I need to adjust my trend lines. He taught me a lot. That much I can say. Yeah, is crude around the opening range when it's this big? Yeah, using the mini crude might not be a bad idea, right? All right. Interactive brokers are increasing margins again now. All right. Never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake. That's good. I like that. All right. So we have 8:15. I think we're in pretty good shape here. I'm looking forward to make Hogue money. We're just going to let. I think what we'll do is when we're in there, I'll just pick the first 5 people that want to talk, and I'll enable you to talk, and we'll discuss the opportunities in the E-mini S&Ps early today. Collectively, we can vote on a trade early, or we can vote to wait for opportunities as the day goes on. We're going to spend about a half an hour in there. And again, I'm really looking forward to it, and you're going to be again stuck with me for the market recap today at 3 o'clock. So we're going to get to hang out a little bit, and I'm excited about that. Take your deep breath. Stay humble, grateful, and creative in your trading today. Keep the people of Ukraine and Russia in your hearts today, and in your thoughts and in your prayers. Pray for peace. Pray for freedom. Pray for strength. And I'm going to be looking forward to seeing you shortly on Make Hogue Money. And you better make Hogue Money. All right. See you in a few minutes. I'm going to get that set up for us, and we'll get it open here as soon as it's ready. And we'll probably start chatting about the markets here just about 8:20, 8:25, and we'll see what we find. All right? Let's have some fun. Let's make Hogue Money. Trade well today, everybody.